welcome to Khayal Unfiltered. Today we go beyond the diagnosis. My guest is Nida, a cancer survivor who will tell you that surviving isn't just a medical event, it's a daily decision. We're talking about the body, the mind, the moments of loss, and the unexpected anchors that keep you human even when everything else feels out of control. Nida, thank you for being here and for trusting us with your story.
Thank you so much, Aisha, for having me.
Thank you, Nida, once again. So, Nida, before we get into anything else, I'd love for the listeners to get a sense of who you are as a person, not as a patient. I mean, how would you describe yourself?
So, I would say I'm an alchemist of my own life.
Hmm.
I take the raw materials of challenge and transformation, whether in health, parenting, or career, and refine them into a lifestyle of adventure and purpose.
Hmm.
I'm a risk taker who trusts my intuition, a health enthusiast who respects my vitality, and I love being outdoors. It doesn't mean that I travel a lot, but it's just whatever is available. I just find clarity in the outdoors.
Hmm.
I enjoy being a
Hmm.
mother of two boys, two lovely boys.
Hmm.
And the best part is that I enjoy their age as well because now they're grown up enough that we can have discussions, proper conversations.
Hmm.
So, and along with that, I'm very resilient and patient now.
Yeah.
Consider how I was a year or year and a half ago. I'm a much calmer person now.
Hmm. I
So
also think
yeah,
you're very positive, in my interactions with
yes.
you. I think you're very positive, and that's such a good thing. You have really good energy.
I try to, stay optimistic. Sometimes I'm delusionally optimistic,
Yeah.
but I think that's my driving force as well.
Hmm.
Because once you have this idea that once you start living in the moment, I think the positivity or the optimism, it comes naturally.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like to stay happy.
हाँ गुड गुड आई थिंक दैट्स द की अदरवाइज हर चीज़ वैसी इतनी ड्रेरी हो जाए और ज़िंदगी वैसी मुश्किल होती है तो उसमें और मुश्किलें मज़ीद डालना कोई आई थिंक फ़ायदा नहीं है बट यूर ब्रेव
बिल्कुल।
यूर वेरी वेरी ब्रेव एंड फॉर एनी वन हु डजंट नो योर स्टोरी कैन यू शेयर लाइक इन वट एवर वे दैट फील्स comfortable what you went through and where you are now with regards to your health.
Okay, so this is actually, I would title it as the epiphany of resilience, that how I found out that I'm a resilient person. And it's my journey through the halt. So back in October 2024, my life was a masterpiece of high-speed balancing.
Hmm.
So I was working full time. I'm a mother of two boys and a woman who is career oriented, try different ventures as well. A health freak who would hit the gym after a 9 hour shift.
Wow, yeah.
So uh, so there was a lot of, I didn't have any free time at that time, to think about something else. So I was focused, I was driven, and then, then came the diagnosis.
Hmm.
So it felt like cruel irony.
Hmm.
So I thought that I had done everything right for my body, yet there was a massive blow that brought my world to a sudden haunting halt.
Hmm.
So I was very particular about my scans, and I used to get my mammogram done every year because I have a very strong history of cancer.
Right.
So I'm the fourth generation who got diagnosed with cancer.
Wow.
So I
Okay.
was I was already vigilant
Hmm.
in getting my scans done and everything, but unfortunately, over here, we are not guided properly.
Hmm.
We don't know exactly who to pursue in the first place,
Hmm.
or who would guide you that if you have such strong history. So, what kind of tests are mandatory for you?
Yeah.
So, I thought that mammogram is good enough and
Hmm.
basic blood work is good enough. So, I was getting it done every year.
Hmm.
So, in before October 2024, in back in May, Yes, May 2024, I collapsed, blacked out and collapsed.
Like fainted.
So, yes.
Mm.
So, and I was perfectly fine getting ready for work, woke up in
Mm.
the morning, and I just fainted.
Mm.
So, I thought that it's just I'm pushing myself too much,
Mm.
too hard
Mm. Mm.
and exhausting myself to the
Yeah.
core.
Yeah.
So I went to the doctor. I went to see the doctor, my general physician, and he said that it's nothing. Your blood pressure is too low. Take some rest. Add some salt to your diet, etc., etc. Nothing
Mm.
came out. I
Mm.
got my mammogram done. Again, mammogram was clear. I was fine.
Mm.
Then I felt a lump, and I thought that this is not right. This is
Mm.
something I should not,
Ignore.
oh, yes, I should not ignore. So I again went for my scans and I got my ultrasound and mammogram done.
Mm.
So mammogram came fine, and
Mm.
in ultrasound it came that I have to go for a biopsy.
Okay.
So then later on, I found out that there are 12 or 13 different kinds of breast cancers,
Mm.
and not every type appears in mammogram, can be detected in a mammogram.
Oh,
So
wow. Mm.
ultrasound is must, along with other blood work as well, such as CA markers, tumor
Yeah.
markers that we call. So those are very important. When so initially I was devastated.
Mm.
The process was a mental and physical drain that felt impossible to navigate.
Yeah.
Like many high achievers, my first instinct was to manage it just by following orders. I
Mm.
followed the doctors blindly and mindlessly,
Mm.
surrendering my agency to the protocol.
Mm.
And I went through a mastectomy in November, followed by a grueling reality of January, 8 cycles of chemotherapy and 19 cycles of radiation. But somewhere in the middle of that trauma, I
Mm.
had an epiphany. I
Mm.
realized that while cancer had invaded my body,
Mm.
it had no right to my mind. I
Yeah.
stopped asking, how could this happen to a health freak?
Mm.
And started realizing that my dedication to health is the only reason I'm strong enough to survive this. So I
Mm.
took charge of my thought process. I shifted from being passive recipient of the treatment to the active commander of my recovery.
Mm.
And by the time my treatment ended in August 2025,
Mm.
I was a different person altogether. So when the conversation happened with my, further conversation I had with my doctors,
Mm.
so it shifted to further preventive surgeries and long-term oral medication. I didn't just agree as
Mm.
I had before. And I looked at the data, I looked at my body. I made a strategic decision that my body had endured enough trauma.
Mm.
I chose to go easy on myself. I
Yeah.
chose a path that respected my survival rather than the one that continued the war. So I
Mm.
wanted to take a step back from the war
Mm.
zone
Mm.
to, just relax now.
Mm.
So today I would say that I am more than a survivor. I'm a
Mm.
risk taker,
Mm.
an optimist, like you said.
Yes.
And I love taking adventures. And I learned that resilience isn't just about how much you can endure,
Mm.
it's about having the wisdom to know when to fight
Mm.
and the courage to know when to heal. So
Mm.
I don't just live for my sons, for my career, or I live for myself now. You know, I define myself that I come first. If I am fine, then everybody associated with me will be fine, they'll be happy,
Yeah.
and they'll get the best version of me.
I think बहुत उसके लिए it's a lot of introspection, inner work. Yeah, I suppose you're thrust into a situation where you start thinking like this. Otherwise, prioritizing, making a routine, एक routine बनाना, prioritize करना अपनी health को. Sometimes women वो जो है ना sideline कर लेती हैं. And this realization that it is important for you to be mentally and physically healthy, and being mentally healthy is just, I think, equally if not more important than physical health, right?
Yeah. So it's very important that you see once you lose health, सब कुछ
Yeah.
आपके हाथ से निकल जाता है ठीक है आई
Yeah.
एक्सपीरियंस दैट it was the most difficult phase of my life when I could not move. I didn't have the energy to move. I didn't have the energy to you know uh, do simple chores.
Yes.
So that was the point when I realized कि नहीं, मैं अपने आप को proper time दूंगी, आपको हील करूंगी।
Mm.
और एक ऐसे इंसान का कोई फायदा किसी को नहीं हो रहा होता जो कि सैड हो, डिप्रेस्ड
Mm.
हो, या अपने आप से ही वो हारने लगे। सो वन हैज टू बी, this also requires a lot of hard work, and sometimes it's very exhausting
Yeah.
to keep yourself positive। मतलब वो पॉजिटिव रहने की भी ना एक टाइम पे आपको बर्नआउट फीलिंग आने लगती है।
हाँ,
सो इट्स
बिल्कुल।
नॉट इजी, आई वुड से। बट देन फिर वही सारी बात कि व्हाट आई एम गोइंग थ्रू, मेरी वजह से जो मेरे केयर गिवर्स हैं वो ज्यादा सफर कर रहे हैं, बिकॉज दे कांट डू एनीथिंग अबाउट इट अदर देन सपोर्ट मी।
Yes.
But the physical pain I'm going through, or
Mm.
the mental trauma that I'm going through, nobody
Mm.
can help me out other than myself. तो अपनी मदद आप करना बहुत जरूरी है।
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल। And interesting, or I mean, what you said earlier. I mean, I'm 51 now, and I'm for the first time hearing that mammograms are not enough. I mean, one would think कि
Yeah.
मैमोग्राम करा लिया आपने, CA 125 करा लिया, good to go. But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, interesting.
Doesn't work for all types of cancer. So बहुत सारा awareness की जरूरत है। और especially the people, मतलब I was just thinking कि अगर if I'm an informed person,
Hmm.
मुझे मैं पढ़ भी सकती हूँ, I have access to internet, I have access to good doctors, good
Hmm.
team।
Hmm.
So if I don't know कि जी
Yeah.
मैंने क्या करना है, तो imagine the masses।
Oh, yes.
So
Yes.
आई थिंक इसके बाद हमारे ऊपर इस बात की बहुत ज्यादा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आती है कि हम कितना अवेयरनेस लोगों में फैला सकते हैं। और कितना, मतलब इट्स जस्ट persuade people to, especially women, to take
Hmm.
charge of their health also।
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
सो अर्ली डायग्नोसिस, या इवन इवन अगर आप खुदा ना खास्ता बीमार नहीं भी हैं, जस्ट स्टेइंग ऑन टॉप ऑफ योर हेल्थ,
Hmm.
it also gives you an ego boost कि
Hmm.
जी I'm fine।
Of
So
course. Yeah, absolutely. So moving on from, your diagnosis and all of that, there's so oftentimes ये होता है कि we're sort of handed a brochure with a version of that illness कि ये होगा, ये होगा, ये होगा, ऐसे होगा. And then there's the version that you actually live, which may or may not tally with what you've seen or read in a brochure, right? So what did yours look like, and how did you find, your footing when the two didn't match? So what you were told कि ऐसे होगा और वैसे नहीं हुआ, या what you were not told and फिर वो हुआ, how did sort of walk me through a little bit of that?
okay, so the unspoken reality is that your body doesn't read the medical brochures, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I was prepared for hair loss at
Hmm.
6 weeks.
Hmm.
So, but it happened in week two, or it happened in 2 weeks after my first chemo. So I was told that I will go through severe nausea, unexpected diarrhea, or something of that sort. But I got intense localized stomach aches.
Right.
So being prepared isn't about a perfect schedule. It's
Hmm.
about having the mental flexibility to say, okay, this is my version of normal today.
Hmm.
So I was told that the nails will turn blue.
Hmm.
So thank God that out of 20,
Hmm.
only three turned blue.
Wow.
So
Okay.
that was, you start taking very small things as moments of celebration कि
Hmm.
ओ अच्छा चलो मेरे तो सारे ब्लू नहीं हुए, लोगों के नेल्स सारे ब्लू ब्लू हो जाते
Yeah.
हैं, हैंड्स एंड फीट बोथ, टो नेल्स भी ब्लू हो जाते हैं। So the appetite was unpredictable. Sometimes I would feel hungry, and most of the times I only wanted to have fluids because of severe burning after chemo sessions.
Hmm.
Anxiety also triggered, and I used to wake up because of palpitations.
Hmm.
Uh, my friends, they used to take me out for fresh air,
Hmm.
and my sister used to give me a very special facial massage because she deals with special children. She's a major in special education, so they're taught that how to calm the nerves of a
Hmm.
small child,
Hmm.
especially autistic children. So
Hmm.
she used to give me a very special kind of massage which used to calm my nerves and I could sleep.
Hmm.
So I thought I was prepared for the physical changes,
Hmm.
but nothing truly readies you for the sight of your own, you know.
Hmm.
I was prepared for alopecia. I knew that it is going to happen, but once it happens, it hits you differently.
Yeah.
So then I also prepared myself by, uh, you know, getting the eyebrow pencils and beanies and scarves
Hmm.
beforehand, before
Hmm.
it all happened.
Okay.
So all I could do was just prepare myself rather than, just wait for the moment and then see.
Hmm.
So yes, everybody's body reacts differently, and one has to embrace that.
Yes.
कि मेरी अगर अगर उसकी किसी की जैसे फॉर इंस्टेंस अगर मेरे साथ 2 वीक्स में एलोपेशिया हुआ तो जरूरी नहीं है हो सकता है किसी के साथ हो भी ना.
Hmm.
So just be open-minded. However your body is reacting, just listen to your body. It's
Hmm.
very important that you just stop and listen to your body कि
Hmm.
क्या है क्या नहीं. Because जैसे मैंने बाहर खाना बिल्कुल बंद कर दिया था. So जैसे if I used to eat something, even a bite,
Hmm.
uh, अगर मैंने कुछ ले लिया है अदर देन होम फूड, या मैंने बहुत लाइट फूड लाइट डाइट अपनी रखी हुई थी, सो
Hmm.
मुझे बहुत सिवियर स्टमक एक्स होते थे.
Hmm.
सो अब ये कि उसकी भी मेडिसिन थी, सब कुछ था, बट यू नो छोटी छोटी चीजें टॉट मी कि जी हाउ माय बॉडी इज रिएक्टिंग.
Yes. Bilkul.
या
Bilkul. Must have been. And you also mentioned how frightened you were when you couldn't feel a sensation in your arm, and
या
nobody told you about that.
या So that was the time after my surgery, after my mastectomy.
Mm.
So, I think what we lack here is counseling sessions.
Mm.
So, a person who is undergoing a life-changing event
Mm.
should be counseled, or should be, professionals should be telling them that what to expect.
Yes.
Because even though I asked my doctor that what should I expect after the surgery, I
Mm.
was told very mechanical things कि जी अच्छा fatigue होगी, ये होगा वो होगा इस तरह करके, but not having a sensation or a dead body part other
Yeah.
than मतलब it's not the surgical site, so my arm is not the surgical site, so इस साइड पे होना I was not expecting this. So
Mm.
then he told me कि जी 6 months में आ जाएगी. अच्छा अब वो 6 months तक क्या मतलब कोई फिजियो करानी है, क्या कराना है, क्योंकि जो नर्व्स डैमेज हो गई हैं उनको कैसे एक्टिवेट करना है दोबारा.
Mm.
तो बट देन आई मेड माई पीस विद इट कि नहीं वापस आएगी, बिकॉज आफ्टर 6 months नथिंग हैपेंड. सो but then I started looking for other alternate solutions as well, other than allopathy. So
Mm.
what can for me? So I started meditation, I started Reiki,
Mm.
and I started bee venom therapy also.
Mm. Mm. Interesting.
So, it's
Mm.
like a holistic healing plan.
Mm.
It can't be only, you can't rely only on allopathy to heal
Mm.
you.
Mm.
It takes a lot of other things to make it work for
Yeah.
you to heal. So I think that also, brings you to a point जहाँ पे आपका mindset भी change होता है, और आपकी body 100% आपके in control of your mind है.
Mm.
You have to train your mind in
Mm.
order for it to work for you or properly, or at least I think body responds to the positive energy more. So
Yeah.
उसको negative energy से feed in करने की बजाय look
Mm.
for the positivity, look for other holistic healing processes as well.
Mm. And you also spoke about how you lost sort of, you were standing in front of a microwave, not knowing ki ye hai kya, calling it a food
Yeah.
heater. And so basically it's your kind of like, is it like a brain fog or is it like losing language? Like, how did you navigate that?
So actually what happened was nobody spoke about chemo brain.
Chemo
So
brain. Okay.
yes, chemo brain is a real thing. अच्छा
Hmm.
आई जस्ट थॉट वन डे, क्योंकि आई कुड फील कि जैसे ब्रेन फॉग जैसे हो रहा है, कि आई कुड नॉट थिंक प्रॉपरली. अच्छा जैसे इफ आई एम ट्राइंग टू रिमेम्बर समथिंग तो मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा, जैसे सोच रहे तो देन आई रेड अबाउट इट, एंड देन आई thought कि chemo is not only going to the part where it's needed, it's going everywhere in my body and it's affecting my brain also.
Hmm.
So then I read about it, and then I found out that chemo brain is a real thing.
Hmm.
So, and perhaps the most frustrating hurdle was chemo brain for someone uh, I mean, for someone who's working
Mm.
and standing in front of a microwave and calling it a food heater, it felt like losing a piece of my intellect.
Yes.
So it's a loss of language that we don't talk about enough.
Yeah.
But my strategy was not to hide the fog. It was to train through it. So I
Mm.
treated my recovery like a curriculum. Being an educationist,
Mm.
I can relate to it.
Mm.
So using memory sequences and tackling three tasks at a time to build a bridge back to my own mind.
Mm.
I learned that if you keep up the exercises, the brain exercises, the clarity eventually returns. Because then I read about it.
Mm.
So जैसे हम छोटे बच्चों को train करते हैं,
Mm.
so I started treating myself
Mm.
like a toddler or like a small child. KG
Mm.
तीन instructions दी and then उनको याद करने की कोशिश की कि what did I do first and
Yeah.
then what did I do next. फिर थोड़ा सा उसमें थोड़ी complexity add की. So just keep on exercising your brain.
Mm.
So that helped. And chemo brain usually what the articles say कि जी 3 to 6 months में ठीक हो जाता है once your body
Mm.
से detox हो जाती है chemo. So
Mm.
उसके बाद वो ठीक हो जाता है. But I think one should not wait for the chemo sessions to end and for that 3 to 6 weeks or 3 to 6 months to pass. Start working on yourself as soon as you realize that it's affecting you.
Mm. So थोड़ा सा बता दो अपना like just a little bit like you're so many times I don't know if I'm wrong or right लेकिन बहुत सारे डॉक्टर्स बिलीव कि बस ये दवाइयाँ खा लो ये करो ये कर लो ये तो आप ठीक हो जाओगे but you spoke about meditation you spoke about bee venom therapy you spoke about mental exercises and all that you were doing थोड़ा सा इनके बारे में बता दो like how do you sort of so what's your day like what is your day like now I mean obviously ये सारी चीजें करती रही हो ना इतने अरसे तो what do you do exactly you wake up you meditate like
Okay, so yeah, so yes, I the first thing that I do when I wake up, I just go out on my terrace and
mm,
I meditate there. So simple breathing exercises
right
and and I think of all the blessings that I have in my life and moments of gratitude, I would say. And then I just look around, then I focus my vision on a tree, and then I just ट्राई टू एक्सरसाइज जैसे वो आई की एक्सरसाइजेस होती हैं
mm,
तो और उस सारे मोमेंट के अंदर आई हैव ट्रेन्ड माय माइंड जस्ट टू बी ग्रेटफुल टू ऑलमाइटी अल्लाह for whatever is there. I'm alive. I can see the sun. I can see, I can breathe.
mm,
I have a house. I
mm,
just woke up from a comfortable bed. So
yes
every small thing that I have in my life that is making it beautiful.
mm,
So just 10 minutes of gratitude and
mm,
meditation. That's it.
okay
When I
okay
start my day, I have incorporated anti-inflammatory diet.
mm-hmm.
So I start my day with either of the three things. One, I take uh, this हल्दी के अंदर ब्लैक पेपर एंड हनी के साथ दैट इज एंटी इन्फ्लेमेटरी
okay
देन वो मैं नहीं लेती फिर उसके बाद आई टेक इट फॉर अ वीक देन आई चेंज
mm,
फिर आई स्टार्ट माय डे विद अ कैवा
mm,
मोरिंगा कैवा
mm,
इट्स वेरी गुड फॉर एंटी एजिंग भी है और कैंसर के लिए भी कहते हैं एंटी कैंसरस भी है सो मोरिंगा कावा अच्छा फिर अगर 1 वीक वो कर लिया तो फिर उसके बाद आई वुड स्टार्ट माय डे विद सिंपल डिटॉक्स जैसे वो क्यूकम्बर दो दो क्यूकम्बर्स इन द मॉर्निंग
mm,
सो वो भी डिटॉक्स करते हैं
mm,
फिर उसके बाद लेमन वाटर
okay
तो पहले अपना डे थोड़ा सा अल्कलाइन स्टार्ट करके
mm,
देन आई स्टार्ट माय डे कि जी अच्छा ठीक है आई विल हैव अ बॉइल्ड एग विद टी और कॉफी आई प्रेफर कॉफी बट देन आई टेक कॉफी वंस अ डे एंड थ्राइस अ वीक ओनली आई
okay
डोंट टेक कॉफी एवरी डे देन
okay all right
So I have made conscious decisions to have anti-inflammatory diet, eat clean, have fruit, greens
mm,
uh, in my diet every day. There has to be a portion of greens. There has to be fruit in my diet to have multivitamins and
mm,
whatnot.
mm,
एलोपैथी के ऊपर जितना मेरा है बिलीव बस वो उतना ही है कि ये इट्स अ क्विक फिक्स. It
right
does not give you a long-term solution.
mm,
And if you have been taking allopathy for a very long time,
Hmm.
it is going to somehow or the other affect some other part of your body.
हाँ.
So then I thought कि
Yeah.
holistic healing होनी चाहिए.
Hmm.
So holistic healing में यही है कि you think of other things as well. So I was fortunate enough कि my therapist, she said she's going to give me pro bono sessions.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
I used to go to her, talk to her, and she used to give me simple tasks how to navigate through my journey.
And you selected
So
your therapist, sorry to cut you, you selected your therapist yourself. I mean, you did your homework.
yeah,
And so
yeah,
all the things that Nida is saying, obviously, these are things that are, that working for you. If anybody listening would obviously need to discuss and see what works for them and not
yeah.
necessarily follow without some kind of guidance, right?
So it's very, see, like we already spoke कि हर एक का जर्नी डिफरेंट है. मतलब अगर
बिल्कुल
आपको कीमोथेरेपी के भी साइड इफेक्ट्स एक ब्रोशर बता रहा है, सो वो जरूरी नहीं है कि वो मेरे लिए भी उसी तरह से ही हो जिस तरह से वो किसी और के लिए हो.
सही.
देयर इट्स जस्ट अ जनरलाइज थिंग, बट आई वुड से कि हर एक के लिए कुछ ना कुछ डिफरेंट जरूर काम करता है. सो
Hmm.
एवरीबडी शुड लुक फॉर देयर ओन स्ट्रेंथ्स कि
Hmm.
मुझे मुझे क्या चीज़ है जो मुझे बूस्ट कर सकती है.
Hmm.
फॉर इंस्टेंस एक सर्टेन टाइप ऑफ, जैसे मुझे मुझे योगा नहीं पसंद है. ठीक है, सो योगा इज नॉट फॉर मी, बट फॉर अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल योगा वर्क्स.
Yeah.
सो सो लुक अराउंड, आई मीन ट्राई टू डिस्कवर योर सेल्फ
Hmm.
व्हाट यू लाइक एंड देन गो फॉर इट.
Yeah.
अब फॉर इंस्टेंस अगर मैं जिम जाऊं तो मुझे मुझे बहुत पसंद है जिम जाना.
Hmm.
फिर मैंने डिफरेंट क्लासेस एक्सप्लोर की कि मुझे किस टाइप का वर्कआउट पसंद है. सो
Right.
आई हैव ट्राइड स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग, हिट,
Yeah.
कार्डियो, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. सो मुझे मुझे मजा आया कि जब मैंने कार्डियो किया डांस फिट के थ्रू.
Hmm.
सो उससे पहले जब मैं कार्डियो करती थी तो आई यूज टू ड्रेड कार्डियो
Hmm.
कि जी आई कांट डू इट, आई कांट डू बर्पीज, आई कांट डू दिस. बट विद डांस फिट it
Hmm.
worked perfectly for me. So
Hmm.
I would suggest that whoever is listening, whoever is going through any chronic illness or anything major in life, should start looking for what works for them.
Yes. So, coming to like, so you also spoke about, talked about the difference between seeing fashionable Nida versus patient Nida, right, in the
Mm.
mirror. How important was holding on to that distinction, and how did you protect it?
People think that a massage or a specific nail color is a luxury.
Hmm.
So in this journey, for me, it was reclamation.
Hmm.
When the medical system was treating me like a patient, like a
Yeah.
file number, or I told myself that no, I am Nida,
Hmm.
and I will maintain or I will hold on to uh, my identity.
Hmm.
So I did not wait for remission to celebrate. Instead,
Hmm.
I started celebrating every little thing.
Hmm.
For instance, I made myself, what do you call that? Incentive chart in
Hmm.
my own head.
Hmm.
And I used to celebrate making it to the appointment, giving myself a mental golden star that I did it. I showed
Hmm.
up, went on time. And it's a strategy for my own spirit. And
Yes.
then my mother also gave me the courage to remove the scarf and, embrace the baldness in the house in front of the family members. So she actually, my family also was immensely helpful in embracing what I was going through. And one thing that I learned was embrace your emotions. If you're feeling sad, cry it out, be sad, and just understand that yes, I am sad because of this reason.
Hmm.
And if you're happy, so for me, my incentive was that I would want my nail color to be perfectly done, my nails to be perfectly done. So even though I had lost my complexion, I had lost my hair and everything, I still used to go for a manicure, pedicure before my chemo session every time.
Okay.
So I know it's not feasible for everyone, but whatever you can do to pamper yourself a little bit,
Mm.
Even at home, get a massage or get, oiling done or whatever. Even if you don't have hair, you can still get an oil massage.
Mm.
So just pamper yourself. So instead of, yes, I used to cry a lot looking at my face when I used to wake up in the morning, alopecia, no eyebrows, no eyelashes, nothing. And then I used to think कि अल्लाह मियाँ मैं क्या करूँ. फिर उसके बाद I used to make my own eyebrows, paint my eyebrows, with the brow pencil. And but then I thought कि ओह मैं तो किसी भी शेप की बना सकती हूँ. तो
Mm.
किसी दिन मैं आर्च वाली बना ली, किसी दिन कुछ कर लिया. So I just kept going उस तरह से कि ठीक है. फिर I changed my wardrobe also because from size medium I went to extra small.
Mm.
So when I used to wear my normal clothes, तो वो unconsciously आपको डिप्रेस करता है कि ओह आई वाज दिस हेल्दी. मतलब हम खुश होते हैं वैसे कि हमारा वेट लूज हो गया है, बट दैट वाज नॉट हेल्दी वेट लॉस.
Yeah.
सो फिर मैंने थोड़ा सा अपनी वार्डरोब को चेंज किया सो दैट आई फील कंफर्टेबल इन
Mm.
व्हाटएवर आई एम वेयरिंग. आई ट्राइड माय बेस्ट टू look as best as possible. So
Mm.
in that condition.
Yeah,
So
because you need to feel attractive to yourself also, because I mean, I'm sure it must have been really, like you're saying, it was not easy. You were crying when you saw the changes that were happening physically. अंदर से तो
yeah.
जो हो रहा है वो तो हो भी रहा है, वो हो रहा है, बाहर से भी हो रहा है, and you're
Mm.
yeah, so that's very brave, and I think these are all very proactive steps that you took to keep yourself going. And you also spoke about your parents and your children being your why. Can you tell us what that anchor felt like in the hardest moments when you felt कि एक और round of chemo, I don't know if I can do that. And if you are comfortable talking about it, you can also, if you can share that the fact that you are a single parent, and sometimes and going through this by yourself. Of course you have your parents and your children who are your why, but did it make it harder to be on your own in that sense, like a single parent?
Yeah, so the first thought that came to me that what if I don't make it to the end of the treatment?
Hmm.
And what will happen to my children? So I had this conversation with my father
Hmm.
that what if? So he first he told me to be positive and no, just you'll make it and don't worry, etc. But then we had this tough conversation, and then I had to think about all the finances and everything because I didn't want their education to be affected or
Hmm.
the basic needs should not be affected. So then I started. Then I made a complete what you can say a roadmap
Hmm.
for my boys. I wrote everything in a diary stepwise. Uh, जैसे letters की तरह से. So for Mustafa it was separately written, for Ibrahim it was separately written, and then stepwise मैंने उनको लिखा हुआ था कि अच्छा इस तरह ये पढ़ना है, फिर ये करना है, फिर ये करना है, फिर ये ऑप्शंस हैं, अच्छा यहाँ पे ये बात समझना है तो किससे पूछना है. So I had spoken to my sister also, my
Hmm.
younger sister. So my boys, they're very close to their khala. So I told them कि अगर कहीं पे भी कोई issue आए, so just talk to her. And her husband is also very, I would say involved in my children's life also. He keeps on guiding them on various subjects as well. Then another best friend of mine, she also stood up and she said, my son used to call her and talk to her if he wanted to vent or, he wanted to speak his heart out.
Hmm.
सो वो सारा कुछ मैंने किया, वो मैंने प्रिपेयर किया. मैं प्रिपेयर करने के अलावा कुछ भी नहीं कर सकती थी आयशा. सो
Hmm.
दैट गिव मी स्ट्रेंथ कि अच्छा ठीक है यहाँ तक तो है, जितना मैं कर सकती हूँ इन माई ह्यूमन कैपेसिटी वो मैंने किया. एंड द रेस्ट आई लेफ्ट टू अल्लाह कि ठीक है मैं इससे ज्यादा मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकती. देन आई थॉट अबाउट ऑल द यू नो ऑर्फन्स के जी, उनको भी तो अल्लाह मियाँ पाल ही लेता है. तो वी आर स्टिल ब्लेस्ड एंड प्रिविलेज टू हैव अ फैमिली, अ सर्कल इस तरह से है जो कि ठीक है हो जाएगा.
Hmm.
बाकी है कि that's the unspoken reality of this journey actually.
Yeah.
So you can have the best doctors in the world, but you need a reason to keep your head up when the room is spinning. So for me, that anchor was my elder parents and
Hmm.
my children, of course. And I realized very early on that if I collapsed, they would be the ones to feel the weight.
Mm.
So after doing all of this, in the hardest moments when I felt that I truly couldn't face another round, I would hold onto them in my mind.
Mm.
So it wasn't just about the physical act of surviving, it was about fighting through the optimism.
Mm.
So I had to tell myself that I'm not only Nida, I
Mm.
am Nida the mother, I'm Nida the daughter. Keep telling myself and ensuring that I ensured that while my body was under the attack. So keeping that focus allowed me to push through the impossible, ensuring that while my body was under attack, my role in their lives remained unshaken. So I remember after my surgery,
Mm.
so my boys, when they came to the hospital to see me, they were extremely quiet. They did not want to come and sit with me. They were sitting at a distance, and I could sense that they're shocked and they're not prepared for it and they're scared.
Mm.
So, and soon after that, it was in November. So soon after that, in December, they had their exams and their grades dropped immensely.
Mm.
So, अच्छा उस वक्त तो मैंने कुछ नहीं कहा. मैंने कहा of course ये भी they're also going through a lot. उसके बाद मैंने कहा कि no, I have to bring back my Momzilla mode to
Mm.
make them work. And then I brought back my Momzilla mode. I used to, be after them कि अच्छा क्या है, किस तरह है, दिखाओ मुझे ये ग्रेड ऐसे क्यों वैसे क्यों, मैं स्कूल आ जाऊंगी. वो
Mm.
जो हम जिस करते हैं बीइंग मदर्स, जब मैं वापस अपने मॉमजिला मोड में आई, देन दे रियलाइज ओ अच्छा अम्मी नॉर्मल है, अम्मी अब सही है.
Mm.
सो फिर उनके ग्रेड्स और रिजल्ट्स और वो सब कुछ बेहतर होना शुरू हुए. सो दैट्स that was also a point that made me realize that they're also scared and they need this affirmation validation through me and my behavior
Mm.
कि जी अगर मैं चल रही हूँ कर रही हूँ सब कुछ. एंड देन आई डिड नॉट स्टॉप वर्किंग
Mm.
बिकॉज आई थॉट कि अगर मेरे पेरेंट्स भी मुझे इस तरह से देखेंगे कि जी मैं डाउन हूँ या मैं नहीं कर रही, और घर में लेट के ना सिर्फ डिप्रेशन होती थी मुझे, क्योंकि फिर
Mm.
मेरा दिल चाहता था कि मैं बेड से उठूं या मैं कुछ करूं. और बच्चे भी, क्योंकि एक रूटीन की हैबिट थी ना हमें.
हाँ.
सो जितना मैक्सिमम मैं उस रूटीन में वापस आ सकी, विद द सपोर्ट ऑफ माय पेरेंट्स, माय सिबलिंग्स, माय चिल्ड्रन, माय फ्रेंड्स, आई ट्राइड माय बेस्ट कि हम रूटीन को फॉलो करें.
Hmm. Hmm. I guess, yeah, there is comfort in routine, and I'm sure, I feel that हम लोग सोचते तो हैं कि अगर समथिंग हैपेंस तो बच्चों का क्या होगा, या उनके लिए कुछ इंस्ट्रक्शंस छोड़ें या कुछ करें, लेकिन मोस्ट ऑफ अस डोंट डू इट. लाइक वी जस्ट थिंक अबाउट इट, and you actively thought about it, and you actively spoke to the children. Do you think speaking to the children, well, I mean, you were speaking to the children but also modeling, like through your behavior, okay, bhai, ye norm to maintain some kind of normalcy, right? So yeah, I want to know a little bit more about the children in terms of, yes, you said okay, once the momzilla mode came back and you started, behaving like you used to prior
Yeah.
the diagnosis and all treatment. So the children felt more at ease. Anything else that gave them comfort?
Have I used to have I used to have conversations with them regarding whatever is happening,
Mm.
but in a very filtered way, because
Right.
it's not fair to them
Yes.
if we start putting our burden onto them. Although they're old enough to understand, but they're still in the middle. They're not properly adults, uh, but and they're not babies.
Mm.
So आई थिंक कंफर्ट ज्यादा इसी में ही था कि मी बीइंग प्रेजेंट फॉर देम,
Yeah.
बीइंग इन्वॉल्व्ड लाइक आई यूज्ड टू बी. सो बाकी है कि ऑफ कोर्स दे हैड दिस फियर. एक एक दफा दोनों ने मुझसे पूछा था कि आपको कुछ होगा तो नहीं. मैंने कहा
True.
बेफिक्र रहो, मैं कहीं नहीं जा रही, मैं तुम लोगों के बच्चे देख कर जाऊंगी. सो
Inshallah.
गिविंग देम स्मॉल होप्स उस
Yes.
तरह से. सो आई थिंक जो मदर्स होती है ना, या इवन जैसे हमारी अम्मियाँ या हमारी नानियां भी थी, तो हमें इस तरह की छोटी छोटी होप्स देती थी. सो दैट
Mm.
kept us going as well.
Yeah.
So it's very important that you talk to your children
Yeah.
and give them some hope and stay involved,
And
be there for them.
बिल्कुल,
That
and
was.
this absolutely. And जैसे आप you were saying that, अपना you were doing your nails, you were trying to make sure that you looked a certain way. I think that must have also given them hope and courage के
Yes, because action speaks louder than
words.
words.
Yes.
So if जिस तरह की मैं अपनी रूटीन को मेंटेन करने की कोशिश कर रही थी, so that gave them a signal कि जी अच्छा ठीक है, अम्मा ठीक है,
Hmm.
तो कर रही हैं, चल रहा है। देन माय फ्रेंड्स यूज्ड टू कम ओवर टू माय प्लेस।
Hmm.
तो वो भी इस तरह से था कि हाँ, बस थोड़ा सा एक ये था कि मैंने बाहर जाना जरा कम कर दिया था, ताकि मुझे पता था कि अगर मैं ज्यादा बाहर रहूंगी ना तो इनको परेशानी रहेगी कि कुछ हो ना जाए या कुछ इस तरह नहीं। तो आई यूज टू कॉल माई फ्रेंड्स ओवर टू माई प्लेस, तो वो फिर मेरे घर आ जाती थी। फिर वो बच्चे उनके साथ भी बैठे हुए हैं, बातें कर रहे हैं, हम खा रहे हैं,
Hmm.
पी रहे हैं, छोटी
Hmm.
छोटी चीजें इस तरह से। सो
Hmm.
वी यूज टू डू दैट। फिर हमने सीजन्स देखना शुरू किए साथ में।
Ah.
सो माई यंगर सन एंड आई वी वॉच्ड फ्रेंड्स दोबारा से पूरा, हमने बैठ के देखा। ऑल दो फ्रेंड्स तो हमारी जनरेशन का है, बट मैंने उसको भी दिखाया, मैंने कहा देखो ये कितना मजे का है। तो ही
Ah.
ऑल्सो एंजॉयड दिस,
Doing things together.
या। सो इस तरह से, यस।
And so, if someone is listening and is in the middle of treatment right now, scared,
या
probably exhausted, maybe feeling like they are slipping away, that, part of them is slipping away, or what would you say to them?
So everyone has their own way of dealing with illness.
Mm,
So as humans, we naturally get scared because with the word cancer, or the word cancer is so often associated with death. So we saw this during COVID-19 as well. So
mm,
much the suffering was driven by the sheer fear of the disease.
mm, mm,
But as Muslims, we hold the faith that while death is certain,
yeah,
Allah also promises that with every hardship there is ease.
yeah,
So trust me, Aisha, it is all about having that faith.
yeah.
So also Allah sends small blessings that you
Mm,
cannot even imagine.
mm,
Your task is to hold on to those blessings. So,
mm,
meeting good people, or someone sending you a prayer
yeah.
out of the blue, someone tells you that, oh, I prayed for you.
Mm,
So small blessings, those
mm,
are Allah's way of telling you that you're not alone.
mm,
And through his people, he sends you messages that you're loved by him as well.
mm,
So hold on to those blessings. And when you are going through such hardship, make dua all the time. जैसे कहते
mm,
हैं ना कि जब आप तकलीफ में होते हैं तो आपकी दुआ बहुत कबूल होती है।
mm,
सो मेक द मोस्ट ऑफ इट, कि आप जितनी दुआ आप कर सकते हैं आप करें। फिल योर सेल्फ विद ग्रैटिट्यूड
mm,
and intentionally seek out peace. Sit in
mm,
the sun, feel the nature around you, be grateful for even the minutest blessings. For
mm,
example, the ability to drink clean water,
mm.
or simply having a bed to sleep on.
Yeah.
So I would tell you that this is a life-changing event because it completely shifts your perspective.
Mm,
Uh, One truly evolves as a person. I
mm,
know the journey is incredibly tough.
yeah.
It's not easy. But when we look at the examples of the messengers, the people who were loved most by,
Mm,
or most loved by Allah,
mm,
and what they had to endure.
mm,
So make the most of the time Allah has given you. Hold on to the truth that this too shall pass. So, just stay positive. म- मरना तो सबने ही है एक दिन। तो आज इस बारे में सोच के पहले से हम इमोशनली क्यों मर जाएं कि विल बी डेड। सो मेक द
mm,
मोस्ट ऑफ इट, यूर अलाइव, यू कैन सी द वर्ल्ड। इतनी छोटी छोटी चीजों की भी आप ग्रेटिट्यूड कर सकते हो कि मतलब यू कैन सी देर आर देर पीपल हु आर, अल्लाह माफ करे, हु आर ब्लाइंड, बट दे कांट डू एनीथिंग अबाउट इट। सो अपनी अपने सेंस ऑर्गन्स को, अपने वाइटल्स के लिए भी आपको शुक्रगुजार होना चाहिए। और फेथ आई थिंक रिवाइव होता है।
mm.
वैसे तो हम सारे मुस्लिम्स हैं, हम नमाज भी पढ़ लेते हैं, कुरान भी पढ़ लेते हैं, बट व्हाट एक्चुअली फेथ इज, आई थिंक मेरा बहुत स्ट्रेंथन हुआ है आफ्टर दिस लाइफ चेंजिंग इवेंट। सो आई वुडंट से कि लाइफ चेंजिंग इवेंट इस तरह से कि आई एक्सपीरियंस्ड डेथ, उस तरह से कि द फियर ऑफ डेथ। बट
Mm.
आई वुड से कि लाइफ चेंजिंग इस तरह से कि मेरा थॉट प्रोसेस बहुत चेंज हुआ है इसमें।
That's right. And I'm sure you also started like viewing relationships differently.
यस। सो
Time
आपका,
differently. हर चीज differently, है ना?
यस। सो आई डोंट नो ये कामनेस किस तरह से आती है, लेकिन ये बस खुद ही आती है।
Hmm.
आपकी अपनी वो सोल के अंदर ना नॉइज कैंसलेशन आ जाती है। सो
Hmm.
यू स्टार्ट कैंसलिंग ऑल द नॉइजेस, नॉइज अराउंड यू, जो कि जिनका कोई पर्पस नहीं होता है।
Hmm.
आप बहुत सारे आप अपने टाइम को वैल्यू करने लगते हैं।
Hmm.
So just value what you have. Yes. So I think one evolves as a person, और मेरे ख्याल से इस चीज को भी embrace करना चाहिए कि जो life lesson आप इसमें से ले सकते हैं, just take it and move on.
Move on, absolutely. And just
Yeah.
stay, yeah, work on staying positive. That's the, and I
Yeah.
think one has to just, जैसे आपकी बातों से मुझे यही समझ आई है, you just have to carry on. You have to carry on with gratitude. You have to carry on with the routine. You have to carry on with these conversations. You have to carry on just being, feeling, trying to be as positive as you possibly can through
Yeah.
by doing all the things that you've mentioned with building your routine, talking to your children, looking out after yourself, looking after your mental health, gratitude, etc. So, thank you so much, Nida, for this, for your honesty, your humor, and for reminding us that dignity is something no diagnosis can take away from us or from anyone. So, to everyone listening, if this conversation touched you, share it with someone who needs it. And we'll see you next time on Khayal Unfiltered. Thank you, Nida. It was
Thank you
really
so much,
wonderful.
Aishita, for having me.
Right.
Thank you. Take
Take
care.
care.
Have a nice day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.